kids. I decided to do a review on a very old movie from 1935. I was watching that documentary that they have on not Netflix, but Shudder, about Boris Karloff. I think it's called Boris Karloff, the man behind the monster. And they mentioned a movie called The Black Room, 1935. This is something that was really kind of recommended as something really good to watch if you're a Karloff fan, which I am. This was directed by Roy William Neal. I believe he was credited as R.W. Neal for this movie. He also directed Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, among other things, but I think that's the only other thing that I've watched that he had done. Now, this is a Columbia movie, not a Universal film. Quite often, Columbia, if I'm not mistaken, they would do movies like this that are kind of competition with Universal's, horror movies. And in my opinion, they tend to try to make them look as good, even better than the Universal movies of the time. The cinematography by Alan G. Spangler, or is it Ziegler, is quite good. The camera movements, framing, there's some dynamic shots, usually pointed up. A lot of that going on in this. So the movie really looks good. The decor, which is usually a little bit more busy, not in a bad way. But there's more detail to a lot of these sets that Columbia would make in competition with Universal. Interesting little thing that I found out, an uncredited Edward Von Sloan plays a doctor in this movie. I'm afraid I kind of missed him popping up. Well, the movie is about, I'm not sure how old this is supposed to be. Let's say 200 years old, maybe more. But there's twins are born. And there's a prophecy based on a historical event within this family. A younger brother kills the older brother out of jealousy in this place called the Black Room. When the twins, who were both Boris Karloff when they grow up, Baron Egger and his twin is Anton. Gregor is the first name, so Gregor is the oldest, Anton is the youngest. There's a feeling that the prophecy of them being in the same situation arises upon their birth. Of course, the older of the two is the one that was birthed first, and so there's worry about that happening. So they brick up the entrance the only entrance that they know about, actually, for the Black Room. Later on, we find out that Gregor figures out where the Black Room is. We go into the future. We meet the adult versions of these characters. Anton is a very benevolent, nice fellow. Everybody seems to like him. He smiles all the time. Gregor is viewed by the village that he rules over as a tyrant. And there's death threats against him. There's even an attempt, which actually is aimed at Anton as he arrives, because they're twins. They look a lot alike. Of course, they're both Boris Karloff. This is a great opportunity to see Boris really shows his depth. I mean, he's able to be Anton, this really nice guy, and this lout, this horrible person that his slightly older brother is. The guy was left to be barren because he's the oldest. Of course, the legend, the legend and the prophecy is that the younger will kill the older in the Black Room. And it becomes apparent that, people are probably going to kill Gregor eventually. And everybody seems to like Anton. So he comes up with the idea that he's going to kill Anton and take up his personality, which, also includes marrying Thea Hustle. Marion Marsh plays her. Young, pretty girl. She's involved with the lieutenant and they want to get married, but women in a lot of societies don't have the final say. So Gregor, posing as Anton, is working toward getting Thea married to him. One of the things that that leads to this plan is that this woman disappears. She's actually murdered by Gregor. We see that it's kind of, it's an old 30s movie, so not much graphic detail. But we ended up, through dialogue, we realized that there's women in the village that have been disappearing, and what you get out of it is Gregor has been, maybe playing with them and deciding to kill him afterwards. So he's kind of like a serial killer. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. I really enjoyed this. The highlight really is, it's the first half of the movie. Boris is playing these two characters until Anton gets killed. Won't go into detail on that, and the ending's pretty interesting. But the acting with these two, and the effects for these scenes when they're talking to each other. The director, trying to remind his name, Roy William Neal, come up with the idea of not really showing the visual split screen thing as much, maybe establishing that and then doing cutting and some cutting tricks. There's one that I really liked, a body double sitting in a chair. He walks over past Boris Karloff, and we're kind of like on his jacket sleeve. There's a cut there. I noticed it, but it's not gonna slap me in the face. And then the cut happens, and then that's Boris Karloff, walking away, and he turns around. It's a great shot. I'm just wanting to go on about it. It's a great shot. But I ended up wanting to see this movie because of the recommendation of the documentary, and I had to buy this. I have another one, Karloff multi-pack, but it did not have the black room, so I had to look for this, and I bought it so I could see it and own it, of course. Well, until next time, this is Charles D. Cochran saying stay safe, always have a good time. Bye now.